What is up everyone, FPL Harry here and welcome back to another video. Game week 2 is drawing to a close, so you know what time it is. It is time to have a look towards game week 3 and my first transfer plans. What is up everyone, welcome back to another video. FPL Harry here, and today, as we do at the beginning of every single game week this season, I'm having a look at my current setup, how my team is lining up for upcoming game week 3, talking you through some of the potential transfers that I'm thinking of and how my team might end up lining up for the upcoming game week as a sort of first knee-jerk reaction. So I didn't make a transfer last week, so you can see that I have 2 free transfers to play with this week, which is great. I imagine a lot of you are in a similar situation to me as well. 0 million in the bank as well, nothing really to play with, so I will potentially need to upgrade some players and downgrade elsewhere. In terms of my starting 11, in goal I've got Ward at the moment because it is a good home fixture against Southampton. However, Sanchez and Brighton have been really impressive. I haven't quite decided. I am a big fixture person and again favouring that home fixture that we have for Ward in goal. In defence we have dropped Trippier, who has Manchester City, and in comes Patterson of Everton. This was always the plan for me, to bring in Patterson for that good fixture at home to Nottingham Forest in game week 3. I can then also play Trent, I can also play Robertson, and I can also play Cancelo. This video is being recorded before the Chelsea versus Tottenham game on Sunday, so of course I don't know the result of the Liverpool game taking place on Monday night as well. In midfield we have also dropped Neto to the bench. Andres Pereira, who's actually currently yellow flagged, has come into my starting 11. Fulham looked good in game week 1. They didn't score against Wolves in game week 2, so I'll be keeping an eye on his fitness, also the other players in that Fulham team, whether they're expected to come back and do well at home to Brentford in game week 3. But he is starting for me over Neto, who's been very disappointing so far. One of the big flops for all of us. Those of us with Neto, those of us with Leon Bailey in our starting 11s, you'll be looking to move them on for sure. And then of course we still have Saka, we still have Martinelli. Martinelli scoring in both of the opening 2. Very happy with him, very happy that he's still in my squad. And then Saka just 1 assist in the first 2. He's looked good, but not necessarily a player that I'm particularly happy with, and we might discuss a few replacement options for him going forward. Then of course Mohamed Salah in here, currently my vice captain going into game week 3. Away at Manchester United, Manchester United losing 4-0 to Brentford in game week 2, losing to Brighton in game week 1 as well. There's got to be chances for goals in that game. And then up front, Haaland starts again as a captain in game week 2, only picking up an assist. I would have hoped for more. Let's see what Salah does on Monday night to see how badly that decision went. And then Gabriel Jesus as well, currently my captain, looked so good in game week 2. Arsenal have looked so good at the start of the season. A really nice fixture away at Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth didn't look good in game week 2 against Manchester City, and I really think that Jesus and Arsenal can get something there. Now in terms of the players that I'm not happy with, 2 of them are actually sat on my bench. So we've got Neto, who hasn't done anything really. He's got 2 blanks so far. We've got Trippier, who now has a difficult run of fixtures, and then we've also got Bukayo Saka. We might have to review the Liverpool defence depending on how they get on against Crystal Palace in Monday night's game. However, the 3 players I'm really looking at selling are Neto, Trippier and Bukayo Saka, so let's have a look at some of their potential replacements. First up, the player that I'm considering selling is Pedro Neto of Wolves. 5.5 million, now plays Tottenham away and has 3 red fixtures in their next 6, and has Newcastle as well, a team that are yet to concede a goal. Wolves do not look good enough going forward, scoring just 1 goal in their opening 2 games and then failing to score at home against Fulham in game week 2. I don't think he's really worth keeping for me, and those fixtures are definitely not worth it. There are a couple in there like that Bournemouth fixture that I might like to have him for, but I don't think it's worth keeping him given how unreliable him and Wolves have been at the start of the season. Again, I've got 2 free transfers, so it is likely that Neto is one of my transfers out. I have no money in the bank. In terms of his replacements, so we've got De Silva, a very highly transferred in player from Brentford, that 4.5, now 4.6 million. So I haven't made the transfer. I let that price rise go. Now, the reason I didn't buy him last night, and I did consider it, he's had less than 0.1 XG so far this season, so less than 0.1 expected goals and has scored twice. The chances of him continuing on that run of form is very, very minimal. So I let that go. I might still end up going with him because I do prefer him to the other 4.5s given that Audio and Pereira, but I don't expect that much from him. Now next, if I wanted to go for a like-for-like replacement, I also have in here Aronson of Leeds, and I spoke about him last time. Now Leeds didn't necessarily look as good going forward this week, particularly Aronson didn't get involved in the points, but I still think at 5.5 million he could be an absolute bargain. Now Harrison at 6 million, Rodrigo at 6 million might be better, but I currently don't have the money to go and buy one of those guys, and Rodrigo has risen in price as well, so it makes it very, very difficult for me to go and get him. And the final option that I could go to is just any 4.5 million option. If I need that 0.1 that I can't get with De Silva, because I don't love him very much, it could basically be any 4.5 midfield. It could be Reed, for example, at Fulham. It could be Lavia at Southampton. It could be any of these guys, but I really do think that Neto will not be in my squad come game week 3. Next up, we have Bukayo Saka, just 1 assist from his opening 2 and costing 8 million. The only thing is those fixtures we look at there are so nice. Bournemouth, Fulham, Aston Villa in their next 3. Then Manchester United, but I still expect Arsenal to win that game. And then they also have Everton and Brentford after that. So 6 fixtures that I really expect them to win, and I expect Saka to be involved. He does need to start getting some returns while Martinelli and Jesus are doing really well. Saka blanking, it's not really what I'd want. In terms of those replacements, there are quite a few that I'm looking at. Kulusevski of Tottenham, again, I'm recording before that Chelsea-Tottenham game, is really one that I like the look of. He looks so good in game week 1. They have a nice run of fixtures after that Chelsea game as well. Then Gundogan, and Gundogan is a really interesting one at 7.5 million. If Bernardo Silva leaves for Barcelona, I think he could be a fantastic player for us all to go and buy. Again, we know what he's done in previous seasons when he's been given a consistent run of starts, when he's been given a lot of minutes, and he showed it again in game week 2. If Bernardo Silva goes, I think this guy could be a mainstay in our teams like he was 2 years ago. And the other one we've got is James Maddison. Although Leicester have not looked that great, Maddison does look like he's back to his best and continuing the form he showed at the end of last season as well. I think the chances of me selling Saka are pretty minimal given those fixtures. I'll give him at least the Bournemouth and probably Fulham fixtures as well, but I am looking at quite a few replacements. I might wait for Bernardo Silva to go because that Gundogan pick could be absolutely gold. And the final player that I mentioned selling was Trippier. Again, the fixtures are just not good enough. That Manchester City and Liverpool fixture in the next 3 means I can't really choose to keep him. Wolves away in game week 4 could be okay to keep, but because I don't really want to play him in a couple of the next few, I really think I need to look to sell him. Again, 2 free transfers, so it does make it quite easy. I've got a variety of price points that I could go to. Castagna of Leicester's look really good. So is James Justin on the other hand side. Their fixtures are okay. They're a little bit mixed, but I could rotate him in and out of my squad, for example. Again, those fullbacks for Leicester have looked really promising. Castagna getting a goal already this season could be a great pick. Then at the same price, I could just go to Kyle Walker. We have seen that they've signed another fullback. We're not quite sure exactly where he's going to fit in, about whether he's going to take minutes off Walker, for example, or where he's going to go. I am keeping an eye on that, but double Manchester City just looks essential, given they are yet to concede a goal so far in the Premier League. And the final one would be freeing up a little bit of money to go up to Reece James. Again, after that Tottenham fixture, they then have a couple of nice games, Leeds and Leicester, and then really nice run after that as well. 6 million. I currently have no Chelsea defence, and I think that's a bit of a mistake. I didn't want them for the Tottenham game, which is why I didn't own one game week 1, but Reece James is really the one that I've got my eye on. So this is how my team is lining up at the moment. What I really wanted to do was do Trippier to Reece James and then go Neto to a 4.5 million midfielder into Silva. I didn't want to do it last night and jump the price rises, but what that would mean is I would have to play either Pereira, Patterson, or the new 4.5 million midfielder every single week, which I'm not 100% sold on. I don't think Reece James is good enough for me to have to play a bench fodder in my starting 11 every single week. As much as I like him as an option, I'm not necessarily sure it's worth it. So right now I'm favouring going Trippier to Kyle Walker if I do think he's likely to continue to keep his place. Then I can potentially go and move Neto to any other midfielder that I want. Aronson is the number 1. I could bench him this week because he plays Chelsea, but then I could have him ongoing because I do like their Leeds attack. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I like picking players from teams that score goals, and Leeds are a team that are going to score goals, so I really like him as a pick ongoing. So right now I've made no transfers. I am going to wait until later in the week to get a little bit more information, but I'm eyeing up Trippier to Kyle Walker and then doing Neto to Aronson of Leeds. So let me know what you think about my team, my potential transfers. Have you made any transfers as well? Let me know all your questions, your potential transfers in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you all. Good luck in the rest of Game Week 2. We'll be looking ahead to Game Week 3 and beyond throughout the week as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back again very soon.